All right, guys, so it is a new week and we are learning a new standard. So I made this PowerPoint to kind of walk you through this new standard. All you're going to do today is learn about it and then complete an interactive notebook on a pear deck. So first, your new standard is standard NF.4. That says that you will be able to do three things. First, you can explain a fraction as a multiple of a unit fraction. On the next page, we'll remind ourselves what a unit fraction is, but don't forget, it's a fraction that has a numerator of 1. You will be able to multiply a fraction by a whole number using visuals. Remember that visuals are pictures, things you can see. And your third thing you'll be able to do by the end of the week is you can solve word problems by multiplying a whole number by a fraction less than 1. Okay, so we are going to go to our vocabulary. Now there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words that I have on here that you will most likely need to remember. Like I said in the previous slide, a unit fraction is a fraction where the numerator, and remember the numerator is the top number, is 1. So an example of a unit fraction is 1/4. So let's go back to that I can statement. Remember I said a fraction as a multiple of a unit fraction. So your unit fraction is a fraction that has the numerator of 1. Remember, a fraction is how many parts you have of a whole. So this number is always going to be less than 1. Your numerator, how many parts you have total, and the top number of the fraction. Your denominator is how many equal parts there are altogether, and this is the bottom number of a fraction. When you multiply, I want you to remember this as repeated addition. Remember repeated addition. Remember your factors are the numbers that you multiply. So in your equation, 6 times 3 equals 18. Your factors are 6 and 3. And the product is an answer to a multiplication problem. So you're going to be multiplying a whole number, whether that be 1 or 3 or 5 or 6 or 8, by a fraction this week. So I made this anchor chart. I want you to look at it. There are a couple different ways that you can multiply a fraction by a whole number. So your equation you see right here, 3/8 times 5. That is what we are trying to find. There are 3 different ways that you can do this. First, you can do repeated addition. Now I wrote the equation 3/8 plus 3/8 plus 3/8 plus 3/8 plus 3/8. Because remember, repeated addition just means that we are multiplying this fraction by 5, so we are adding 3/8 5 times. That gives us 15/8. You will add the numerators. You will keep the same denominator, but you will add the numerators. Now, I don't want you to keep it in an improper fraction. I want you to make it into a mixed number. Now, remember before we left school, this is what we were learning, so I put a little thing over here to remind you how to do it. This little line just means division, so you are dividing 15 divided by 8. To do that, I've done this. The only thing missing is my TB chart. You can do that on your own. 8 closest to 1 is 0. 8. So our top is 0, our bottom is 0. We get 1. Bring that 1 up here. We can get closest to 1. Our bottom is 8. 15 minus 8 is 7. So we take that 7, and that's our new numerator, and the 8 is still a denominator. So our mixed number, as you can see up here, is going to be 1 and 7/8. You can also draw it. So I have added 3/8 5 times. So 3/8 plus 3/8 plus 3/8 plus 3/8 plus 3/8, and that equals, again, 15/8. And as a mixed number, that is 1 and 7/8. You can also multiply. You have 3/8 times 5. Remember, a whole number has the denominator of 1 all the time. So you have 3 times 5 for your numerators, which is 15. And you have 8 times 1, which is your denominator, and that gives you 8. and as a mixed number, that is 1 and 7/8. So you will be multiplying a fraction by a whole number this week. Please refer to this video and this anchor chart if you do not remember the 3 ways you can show your work.